Okay. Well, I was just saying it feels great to be back in Memphis from Nashville. And if you know, you know. It feels good to be around family, friends. Yesterday I went to a scholarship brunch, and today I'm going to Tell Memphis' Juneteenth Festival. I didn't expect to be homesick when I left because I was ready to leave when I left. But being in Nashville, I'm like, dang, like I miss my people. I miss my city. I miss the culture, the food. God, I miss the wings. Because the wings in Nashville are terrible. Unless it's made by somebody who's from Memphis. So, yeah.
Madam Morganfield,
Yes.
we, first off, I don't have an intro for the show yet, so I would be like, what's good, y'all? You know what? I'm going to say what I used to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, what's good, y'all? It's Carlos. Thank you for swiping, tapping, clicking, and or creeping to my channel. Today is another episode of C.A.R.L. Conversations About Real Life, featuring Madam Brittani Morganfield. Madam Morganfield, would you like to introduce yourself? Talk to the people right quick.
Yes. So my name is Brittani Morganfield. I'm from Memphis. I'm a web and graphic designer and social media manager for my creative studio, Brittani Social. I just do my things. I do everything. I don't like to limit myself to one thing because I'm a jack of all trades. Um, and yeah, I'm from Memphis, born and raised here. I just recently moved to Nashville, which is an adjustment. Memphis is full of culture, full of life.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the city goes through, like, there's always, like, that flower in the concrete. Like, there's always something brighter happening. And yeah, it feels good to be back in the city.
Word. You know what? I'm gonna switch from. I'm sitting to the side of the camera right now, folks. I don't know. Y'all can't see me. Trying to do this. I'm trying to do setup, but I'm gonna come over here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you just talking to the camera. It's not me, and I'm like, I want that connection happening. Yes. I feel like it helps. Yes. It translates well. I feel like with camera. Mm-hmm. So now I am behind the camera, people. Yes. Just for context. Let's get into, I guess, how we met. Because if it's like, if I'm a viewer, I'm like, okay, how do you know each other? Right. Like, how this come to be? So, would you like to talk about it? Or, no, you talk about it because it's about you. Right, it's about you. Right. Go ahead.
So, in the spring semester of 2022, there was an internship at the University of Memphis Entrepreneurship Center, and it was an entrepreneurship accelerator. And because I am an entrepreneur, I was like, okay, this is a great idea. My school, I was attending Southwest Tennessee Community College at the time. They're like, hey, like there's this opportunity. There are only 2 spots available for Southwest students. If you want to apply, like please do. It's a great opportunity. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Applied. Got in, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And that's how I met C.A.R.L. We were on the same team, and we won.
Yeah. Say
so
that.
Yeah, it was a great summer of us like getting to know each other, working together, putting our creative minds together. In addition to our other 2 team members. So that's how we met. Britt and C.A.R.L. That's how we met.
All right. So now I'm getting into like this. What I'm curious about. I guess in the future I can ask people like, hey, I'm gonna have so and so on. Send me your questions. Right. But he didn't think about that yet. So I'm curious, how did you get into graphic design? Like, how did you know this is going to be something that you wanted to make a career out of?
Okay, so how I actually started as a kid. And I feel like when I say that to people, they don't really take it seriously. They're like, okay, girl, whatever. But I started as a kid, like having a fan page on Instagram, creating graphics for my favorite artists, video edits. If you know, the fangirl life.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. And then I would say in 2018, that's when I started to take it seriously. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. I wasn't taking it too seriously. I was just like, okay, like I see the potential.
Yeah.
Then in 2020, during the pandemic, I was like, okay, there's a need for this. People are starting their businesses. Why not? Like, I love doing it, and I already saw the potential. So I was just like, you know what? Why not? So in 2020, in December, that's when I started Brittani Social. Wow. And been doing Brittani Social ever since. So
I feel like you're so good for an interview. That was so like, Like it feels like you do interviews often. That's what it just felt like. Like
wow.
that response.
I think it's because I know you. I think if I didn't know you, I would be nervous. So
okay, perfect. I love that. You know, that makes I was about to say something that sounded conceited. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It was gonna be like perks of like just knowing Carlos.
yes.
But I don't.
No, Carlos is amazing. So
it's not about me. Well, I say that the whole show. This is my
right.
Anyways, how was the process of like for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
As of my like personal like journey with entrepreneurship and stuff. For me, I just thought about two different questions. I was gonna say straight up, how was that transition from like, okay, this is gonna be a creative passion to I'm gonna add business to this, which is a lot less emotionally driven, and I feel like a lot of creativity, at least for me, a lot of artists I've spoken to, it's very much so like, oh, I felt this way, so I created this. But with business combined, it's like, you can't always rely on emotion.
I'm about to get real. I'm about to get real.
Get into it. Get into it.
When I first started, it was fun. Like, I was like, wow, like this is my passion. Like, being able to do what I love and make money from it.
Yeah.
Why not?
The dream.
But I would say within the past 2 years, I'm like, let me word this carefully.
You take your time, you know?
The fun is kind of starting to drift away in pieces. In addition to like the social media aspect is making it not fun anymore for me. I have to say, like, even though that's a service that I offer, which I'm considering not offering it anymore, it's like I can't do this. Like, I'm burnt out. It's not fun anymore. I have to be a content creator to post my art. I don't want to do that. I don't want to post reels. I don't want to post TikToks. I don't want to have content days, and I'm not gonna do it. Maybe it's gonna hurt me in the long run, with reach or whatever. But it's like, I want to post the art without the rah-rah. I want to post the art and just enjoy my peers. Like, I don't want to have to like compete and like play this game of imposter syndrome and other people's opinions and thoughts. Like, I don't want to do it. And I don't know. Once you start turning your passion to profit, there's also a thing of like your artistic integrity. Like, when you move as a creative entrepreneur, your integrity is like everything. Like, you're not putting out anything you don't want to do. You're not compromising like your
like values,
for like profit. But when you're dealing with other people, it's like, wow, I hate this, but you paid for it. And even though I am the professional and you paid me to do this, you don't want to listen to what I have to say. And I mean, I can't argue with you about it, but why would I do that? Why would I do that? So having to put out work that you don't like, and it's like, wow, like I would never post it. Like, there are projects I have that will never see the light of day on my page because I'm like, I hate this. I hate it. I don't want anybody to see this because this is not my best work. And those are things that you have to deal with. And again, at first, it's fine. But after a while, it's like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I got too much skin in the game to be doing this. And I get paying your dues. I get that because sometimes you got to get it out of the mud first. But it gets old after a while.
We out the mud now.
We out the mud now. We clean.
Shout out Toby and Wigway. Okay. So I don't want to cut you off. You seem like you're flowing. Keep going if you want to keep going. For sure.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs don't share that. They share, oh, making 6 figures a month. Oh, here's how I booked this $15,000 client. It's like, okay, let's get real. Let's talk about the days where you don't want to show up. Let's talk about the days where freelancing or just being a creative entrepreneur is not enough. Like, having to work a 9 to 5 outside of your creative endeavors, because it's not enough. People don't want to pay. People don't see the value in it. They want you, but they don't want to pay your prices. And no,
we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that at all. And I think I've done a better job of being able to like weed out people, but I don't know. And then there's also a conversation of it being easier for white creatives as well, but we won't get into that. We won't get into that. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was about to be like so attached to like every single word. But I just didn't anticipate like too much of where the conversation was gonna go. Like I was like, I just don't want to talk with you. I want people to find out about you.
Right.
all of that. So, but as you're talking, I'm like, bro, this is. First off, you have quotes. I feel like I wanted to get the iPad and like start writing stuff down, but I didn't want it to look like disrespectful, like I'm working on work outside of this. So I remember you said, I want to do the creativity without the rah-rah or something like that. I remember you said rah-rah, and I was like, ooh, I love that. Then you said, you want the passion before the profit, or something with passion and profit. I remember that alliteration, and I was like, that's really good too. Like that's a standalone like quote, excerpt, whatever. And then bringing up all the topics, like all the like pressure points within like the social media, the influencer body, or social media influencer like virtual body, like psyche, whatever. But all those pressure points, whatever the metaphor needs to be for people to understand it, let it be that. I'm trying to decide where I want to go. Because, like, we could talk about race. Let's talk about the price. Because money green, right? Talk about being, like, courageous and standing up for yourself and being confident in your prices. Like, I understand getting it out the mud. Shout out to Enwigwe again. But, like, getting it out the mud, we're clean now. Paid our dues, all of that. Now it's like, nah, like, I'm here. This is my price. Like, that talk price about is the price. Getting to that point. Yeah.
Honestly, it took a while because I was so caught up in like, oh, I need clients. Oh, I want to do work for people. Like, I really want to do this. So if people can pay my prices, I was just like, oh, okay, look, we can negotiate it. Or like I would lower my prices so I could bring them on. If it was a project I was super passionate about, I was like, oh, okay, the price is a bit lower, but I really want to do this. Like, I really am passionate about their business, their mission. So I'm going to do it. But bills got to be paid.
They're
not the only people trying to pay bills off of their entrepreneurial endeavors. They aren't the only people. I'm trying to do it too. And after a while, it just kind of got old. Like, I got tired of constantly editing my prices. I got tired of not arguing, but like going back and forth with potential clients about a price. Like, if you don't want to pay my price, then you are not my target audience. And I had to learn that. I had to learn it. I had to learn that after years of doing it. Because the price is the price, and yesterday's price is not today's price. You working with me in 2020 when I first started, that little $100 I charged you for a logo, no, I'm going to need that 1K and up now. I'm going to need that. And it is what it is. And I had to learn to not take it personally. Because I was taking it personal. I was like, dang, like, you see my work is good. You see the value in it.
You see it.
And it's like, you don't want to pay my prices? Like, I'm going to really do good by you. And it's like, well, if they don't see it, then it is what it is. Go on to the next person who wants to work with me. And I don't know, it's lonely. Like, I think once you start charging your prices, like, the people who are for you will find you, but it's very few and far between. And it's like, okay. It's just kind of crazy. And there's also like an imposter syndrome element too. Like, when you start charging your prices, like, I took a break from Brittani Social, I think in 2021/2022. And I wasn't really creating much. I was just kind of watching from behind the scenes, I guess, on my business page. And like seeing people who had just started being able to charge like 5K for stuff. And I'm like, dang, like, y'all just started and y'all are able to do this. And it was kind of discouraging because I was like, dang, like, I've been doing this for so long and I can't even get people to see the value in my work. And they were also white, so that was also a thing. They were also white women, and it was like, dang, like, my work is amazing. I can't even get people to pay $800. And after a while, I kind of broke out of that, and I started finding my target, like, clients. But yeah, it takes a while. It really does take a while. And once you get there, you stand firm on it.
Mm-hmm.
And now nobody can tell me nothing. Like, my price is my price. If you don't want to pay it, okay, email me when you're ready.
Exactly.
You may not be ready now, but you might be ready later. And it's, again, nothing personal. So if you say, oh, I can't afford this right now, okay, I'll always be here if you need somebody and you can afford it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's a big note for me. As far as like not taking stuff personally and then not burning bridges.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're trying to grow, because like what I was just in this playing, this lady was like, bridges create access. That was like one of the lines. And shout out Janita Nakamura, like amazing playwright, Black woman in Memphis. Love to see it. But that line stands out to me right now in this moment, because it's like, as you're growing, you need connections. Like you need to have like all these different, look at a plant, right? Like you got the roots, you got water, whatever's in the soil or whatever.
Right.
Carbon, nitrogen, all that. Well, Venus flytraps and stuff taken from. Anyways, like you see sunlight, oxygen, all of that. And when you're growing, I see it like that. Like I need all these different connections, all these different bridges, right? And for me starting out with modeling, I had to learn like kind of the hard way that everybody knows somebody that knows somebody, right? Like people be so connected. Like
I'm learning that now.
So treating people just on some cool energy, like not personally, just treating it like just business, be cordial, keep it cute.
Exactly.
Right? Like I'm real good at keeping it cute nowadays.
Even when you want to go off and be mad and sad and cry.
But at the same time, having that like, I don't know, like that bass in your voice kind of, but just like on some calm, cool, like this is what it is kind of energy, not on some conceited like, oh, you can't afford me type energy. Like no scoffs, just respectful.
Right, like okay, that's cool.
Like standing on business in these Chanel shoes.
Right. Okay.
So
exactly.
Going from like, okay, this is gonna be my price to no, this is gonna be my price. So that took a second. I connect with that also. I'm kind of repeating this to find my next question a little bit.
No, but I want to get to your point about like everybody knows somebody.
Okay, boom.
I'm learning that now. Like I recently had an internship at a publishing company, Music Row in Nashville, BMG, and I was like, how do I break into this industry? Like, how do I do this? Everybody knows somebody. So I had to really go out of my way to like speak with people, set up chats, do coffee chats. Like I never really saw, not I didn't see the purpose of it, like coffee chats, I never really did them. They are super important.
Talk about it.
You want a job at that label, you better know somebody. You gonna be guaranteed an interview, you most likely gonna be guaranteed the job. You want a job somewhere, you better know somebody. And the benefits of it are great, but then as someone who is just so aware of everything, I'm like, dang, there are people who don't have these connections who won't be able to get what I have because I know somebody. But I can't be worried about that. I can't be worried about that. I gotta eat too. Bills gotta get paid.
Gotta eat.
And my talent speaks for itself.
When you're flying.
Like my talent speaks for itself. Like it's not like I'm just being given the opportunity. Like I worked for it, and they see the value in everything that I do, which is why they know I'm a great fit for it. So yeah.
I love how you're popping your shit right now.
It's been hard. It's been hard, man. Like having to pop it. Like I'm just very like modest. Like I don't want to say too much. And I'm just like, because I don't want to.
Some people take it like the wrong way, or just not how you're intending it.
Right.
But sometimes for me, when I'm talking like that, like specifically like with modeling, more so with photography nowadays, being more confident, like this is my price. I'm at that point with photography, right? I've been there with modeling sooner, right?
Right.
But having that, like, no, like you're gonna get quality work, like you pay for the quality.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Like this is the price. I'm great at what I do. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but it's just like
I'm good.
I'm very good at what I do.
Proof is in the pudding.
Like proof is what?
Proof is in the pudding.
I don't even like pudding, but proof is in there. Look at it.
It's like I'm good, and it took me a while to even get there. Like again, like I don't want to brag. Like that's just not how I am. I never grew up that way, but not being that way is going to have you second guessing yourself a
Yes.
lot and questioning
Oh
yourself
my
a lot. Like you kind of have
gosh.
to fake it until you actually are that. And it's like, no, I'm good. My
Yes.
prices are what they are. I get the opportunities that I get because people see that and they recognize it.
Yes.
And they want me.
Yes. And it's
And I'm
okay
good,
to see
so I
yourself
deserve
like
it.
that.
Exactly.
Like seeing how, okay, once again, adding some of my story into it.
Yeah, of course.
Seeing how other people saw me or seeing myself like how other people saw me.
Yes.
Took a while. And I'm so grateful for people who saw something in me and were like,
Yes.
no, like I'm gonna pour into you. I see something, like I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you this opportunity. I see something, like you got it.
Right.
You don't see it yet, but I see it.
Right.
So now when I see that in other people, I'm so big on like encouraging my people.
Yes.
I'm like, bro, you
like,
actually
you got
cold
it.
with this. Like you need to keep going. Like just like seeing more people. Oh, that's something else I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that you can like. Some people's like, if it's not linear direction, I can't. I'm not rocking with the conversation. But creatives, this is how my brain works.
Right.
Being where the opportunities are, and knowing that there's so many, like how everybody knows somebody. That's the connection here. Like how being where the connections are, and knowing like everybody knows somebody. That was my like strategy with modeling starting out. Like I was on LinkedIn. Connecting with people, like not just on Instagram showing what I look like. I'm like, nah, who's the owner of this agency? I'm gonna connect with them on LinkedIn. Like I'm gonna send them a cold like message. Like why not? I'm gonna go to Fashion Week uninvited and just like see who I meet. Like I'm cool with meeting people. Like I'm gonna bring my camera. I'll be paparazzi. I'm gonna network. Like setting up the meetings. Shout out Brandis Daniel. She was just talking about that at the Brooks on Friday with Carmion Hamilton. I'm dropping the names, people. Like she was talking about how important it is to set up those meetings, like set up those times to just talk. Like I don't even drink coffee, so like for the longest time I was like, coffee, I'm good. Like I don't know, like what? No, either. But now I'm like, okay, now I can find me a little sweet treat. I'm for it. Like let's connect or whatever. Okay, so now I'm kind of thinking future, right? Like where do you see Brittani Social? Where do you see yourself? Like in the future, I'm gonna say in the future.
Yeah. Brittani Social, I am definitely at a point, like I was saying earlier, where I'm trying to rework it and because right now I love Brittani Social, but I don't love her enough to prioritize her like I used to because of all the things that I talked about. And I want to love Brittani Social so much that I don't want to do anything else. Like I want Brittani Social to be what I do. So I have to go in, make some tweaks, change my target audience, maybe change some prices, change some numbers.
Add a couple zero.
Right. And that's my plan for Brittani Social, but just in general, I don't know, like I just want to create. I want to have fun. Like I know work is work, but when you love what you do, even during the hard times, like you can get through it because you love it.
Yes.
So I don't know, creatively, I don't know, maybe I'll be working in the music industry. We'll see. Sprinkle that in. Maybe I'll be working in the industry as like a digital marketing manager. I'm speaking into existence. And then doing Brittani Social because I want to do everything. Like that's always been my thing. Like I never want to limit myself to one thing because I'm gonna get bored. I want to do everything. So hopefully that marketing position, doing Brittani Social, and just being active in the community. Like I don't think I really prioritized that before this year, honestly. But I'm seeing like, okay, like being in the community, being with my people, like I want to make a change. Like I really want to be a part of these things that are helping my people like progress and move forward and be able to come in these spaces that I'm in where I'm like, dang, I don't really see a lot of me in here. We bringing everybody in. All it takes is one person to sit at the table for everybody to be at the table.
Come on.
So that's really what I'm trying to do. Because we gotta bring our people in, and if people are saying that they are advocates for change and they want diversity and inclusion, let's hold them to that and really bring some people in to see if they're actually about it. So that's what I gotta say.
Be about it. Show me your
like stand on that. Stand on that. You say that on LinkedIn and on your website. Let's see behind the scenes if you really want to do
outside of February and June.
Right. Clock that T. Clock that T. Because, yeah, let's see. Let's see.
You know?
If you are more than just a post on Instagram.
What's the actions at? What's the actions at? Okay. I feel like I could keep hyping this up. I really could. Let me do a time check also, because I feel like I just want to keep talking.
Right, me too.
I know I told people that. Okay. That sounded like a good place to wrap up, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I want to do part 2s of so many of my interviews. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So I guess, I don't know. I'm going to share it on YouTube. So I guess what they be saying? Like, comment, subscribe. Or whatever. And yeah, ask some questions, you know, if you have questions, comment some questions. And where can people find you? You know, you've been saying Brittani Social. So I mean, anyways, take it from here. You got it.
So you can find Brittani Social on Instagram at Brittani Social, Brittani Social. And you can also find me at my website at www.brittanisocial.com. But if you want to follow me on my personal Instagram, you can follow me at Brittani Ayana on Instagram, BrittaniAyana. And yeah, that's where you can find me on the socials.
Word. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Maybe. If you haven't already heard, we got movers and shakers, as my mama say, go get them and bring them backers. In the building. Memphis excellence, you know, that's what I'm trying to show. So thank you, Madam Morgan, for being here with me, for sharing your stories, speaking so candidly, being so cool.
Thank you.
You know, I want to be like, and we out, but no, I'm not.
No, thank you, because y'all might see him on Instagram, but like, Carl is cool in real life. Like, he's cool in real life. Cool Carlos. So yeah, don't be fooled. Like, oh, is he just a pretty face? No, no, he's cool in real life and on Insta. Check him out. Don't play with him.
You know, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in the camera for a second.
Yes.
This is the outfit. Actually, this I was about to say dress. This vest is by queer black designer Jacques Agbabli. You know, Togo immigrant. Or I just tapped the mic. But tap in. This tag says Black Boy Knits because I've been rocking with him for that long. But Agbabli is the brand now. We love a namesake brand.
Okay.
Tap in, folks.
Exactly.
I hope I was in the lens. I don't.